I'll start that without any delay. So we have game number 4, Lombardia. The gimmick of this map is that the enemies are spawning really far away from each other, and let's look at the civilizations and the strategy that each team decided to go for. On the right side, we have Team Stackers. They have Morty playing as the Spanish, and the flank we have Indian's Pocket from K the Foodie, and a really questionable position of houses from Mongols in Srini Mama's position. Looking on the other side, we have Team Indus. We have Mongols for Darth Vorgan, who is Onkar. We have Topspin in the pocket as Spanish, and we have lastly Indians. So looks like it's going to be a mirror war on Lombardia as well. Both the teams thought these are the best three civilizations that they can use in this situation. So both of those teams have decided to go for that. So as you can see, both the three players are really close to each other. The teammates are really close to each other. So you can see a lot of early walling, securing a team wall between the three of them, and making sure that all of them are secure really early on. If we are looking on the Indus side, we have Indian's flank on this side. His map is looking really big walls if we are comparing it to Topspin over here, Topspin on pocket as Spanish, and lastly we have Mongols on the south. Everyone is scouting the maps. The Mongol scouting should be helping out a lot. All of them are Xing the positions to see which forests they can wall to. And looking at Team Stacker's side, Srini Mama is also scouting to the edge of the map to secure where he should be walling. Everyone starts with a lot of cows on this map, and that's going to be a really strong early game boost to each of them. Everyone's pushing the deer and taking the boars. All of them are Xing their positions on where they want to wall. But I don't know if they can spam Ellie like Khmer. We actually considered Burmese. Burmese is also a really nice option on this map. They can go for their Arambai and then switch to elephants later on, or halberdiers, depending on the situation. So, the three civilizations that you guys have chosen is actually a really nice combination for the map. Indians can support with camel, and conquistadors from Spanish. Meanwhile, Mongol can support with a lot of Mangudai. Everyone is continuing to wall, and it seems like it's going to work out really well for them. South is being entirely walled at minute 5. This is really good for it. Fast forward it. I'll fast forward a little bit. Every one of them is decided to wall. Morty is walling the front. Foodie is walling the center. Srini Mama is walling the south. Looking at Indus side, and not much walling going on if we compare them to Team Stackers. Which map is this? This is Lombardia. The gimmick of this map is both the teams are together, really far away from each other. So late walling being started by Team Indus. Meanwhile, we can see already half the map is being walled. The scouts are being patrolled in this area so that they don't want to remember the other side. Focus on game, not here. Okay. Well, there's not much to focus going on here, so I'm just answering any questions anybody might have. Team walls are coming down from Team Indus as well, walled up from the north and wall off from the this area as well has been continued. Topspin is walling the center. Dragon, which map is this? It is Lombardia. Luring deer for ally. Topspin luring deer for ally. Let's look at that one. Oh, he actually was trying to do that. Okay, okay. And looking at Shinimama's like team, I think this might actually be a wiser decision considering the balling that they did. Look at this north wall. This is really long walls that they are trying to place down. That's the only position that they are exposed at. And if Morty manages to complete this wall, they should be really secured. All the three players from Team Stackers have decided to go for a fast castle. But if we compare that to Team Indus, only Omkar wants to go for the feudal play with a bunch of scouts. He's walling down the south. He's going to be securing this area as well while making scouts. So a little bit of the scout pressure, making stackers wall a little bit more is always a good idea. Looking at Hitane's side, I think Hitane has also decided to go for feudal pressure. He was up at minute 10. He can't be going for FC. So two players going for scouts and one player going for Spanish conquistadors. And if we compare that to Stackers, all of the three players from Stackers team have decided to go for a fast castle themselves. They're still looking for any holes. They have scouts inside the bases, trying to click outside to see if they have any holes or not. This gate should be locked and they should be checking for any holes. Is this a hole next to this house? I don't think so. So, yeah, everyone is walled. Five scouts from Omkar. No, that's 4 scouts and 1 scout from Hitane. Topspell walling the center with double palisades. He wants to make sure that nothing breaches in this area. He has gone for stone, so he is going for conquistadors. Spanish Morty has also gone for stone, so this is gonna be a conquistador play from him as well. Looking at Mama, he has also gone for stone, so this looks like Manglodai play. Indians is going for a stable. He has 4 farms and it's on gold, so he'll play camels. Blacksmith stable, standard stuff. The stackers are Xing the position of the scouts to make sure that their allies know where they need to re-wall if they need to be doing that. Hitane is also making a few scouts. He made a gate, he made a blacksmith, and he made a barracks and a stable. So the scout pressure from Team Indus is not actually doing much, but it is buying them map control for the time being. So the team, I forgot to click off castle for like a minute in this game. Well, I will be the one looking at that. Yeah, you have 900 for 200 gold, and you should have been clicked up by this time easily. Walls are being killed over here, walls are being killed over there as well. And a revolt from Morty is coming down. He's the only one getting pressured in his walls. Foodie has walled this area, so I thought I clicked. Yeah, I think I realize now. Scout pressure. Yeah, scout pressure a little bit, forcing the enemy to rewall again and again. If you hit with your scouts one scout at every single location, it might be hard for the enemy to keep an eye on that. I think Srinivama is Xing the position where he wants to make his castle. Only one stable from Foodie, so he's not going to be investing a lot into his military. Looking at Topspan, Topspan has already clicked up and has walled the center. Let's look at his castle position where he might want to make his castle to support his allies with conquistadors. Walls are being made, walls are being broken. A really fast wall from this side. One palisade being hit over there, and Morty decides to house wall that as well. A lot of villager time and houses are being put down. Not even on me. Exactly. Srinivama was untouched in terms of being scout pressured, and he still forgot to click up. Morty is only the one who has to deal with all the annoying scouts. He has to re-wall again and again. This might actually be... yeah, it will be on time. Morty should be able to wall this one. Topspin makes a castle on Omkar's gold, so protecting in this area. This is a vulnerable position. I think Market Blacksmith coming down from the Indian player. Market coming down from the Mongols. Looks like he wants to continue with the boom, and Omkar will continue with the boom, and Hiten will go for the camels. Monty building his castle right now. Camels are coming out from him. Shini Mama is going for his castle. He's gonna be making a TC over here, and he's gonna be placing a TC over there as well. So looks like a really smart and good position for him. He has all his resources secured. This castle protects this important hill, takes care of protecting that stone and that gold. This area is pretty easily rewallable and has been a position for them to get out of their base. 3 TCs coming down from K the Foodie. Second TC coming down from Morty. He has really low number of farms, so I don't think he will be able to produce from both of his town centers and make conquistadors at the same time. Rewall is being placed over here by Srini Mama. He should not take any damage from the scouts. Camels are coming there to clean up the scouts from Omkar. Omkar is going back over there, and he is using the conquistadors from Topspin. Topspin is moving out with 3 conquistadors towards this area. He's going to be trying to snipe that camel. And looking at Team Indus, they have also decided to place their town centers. If we compare the number of villages, Foodie is sitting with the highest number of villages at a villager count of 40. Or this is the rec game. This is a recorded game. Yes, Shinima and Ayarupi, exactly. 1 gate has been put down. Shinimama, let's look at your boom. Can you produce? Topspin has placed down his second TC right now. This is really nice that he's not investing into town centers early before he can produce from both of his town centers. He's making conquistadors as well, using them actively on the enemy's area. This gate is being pressured by Darth Vorgan. He's not investing into any more military. He's chosen to focus more on boom. Same can be said for Hitten. He's playing one stable and is continuing to boom. Dustbin is that fancy micro, is able to pick off one of the conquistador from Morty. He was using his scout as a dummy and controlling his conquistadors against the Morty's conquistadors. Camels being sent forward from Hitten. He's going to be trying to pressure this area. Conquistadors being pulled on this area as well. I think they have realized this is the exposed position that they might be wanting to pressure. This gate is a really vulnerable position in their defenses from stackers, so they want to pressure this area. Mango Dye are being pulled, no upgrades on them. Looking at Foodie, he's going to be adding another stable to protect his teammates. He's going to be adding more camels. Let's look at his army, where his army is. He has not a lot of army and is not producing much. He sees that his ally is being pressured over here because he has no carto, but his walls are this. Conquistadors and camels are being pushed back. Avastan decides to go with the scouts first to see if any army is being waiting for them on that area. Morty is going to pull back with his army and maybe go inside and protect his allies if they decide to do that. Conquistadors are being pulled in this area. They want to pressure Morty again. The castle is going to take down Topspin scouts. Scouts from Omka still being a little bit more active. Camels from Hitten are being pulled here. He only has 1 armor on his camels, which is fine. Boom is being continued from the other guys. Looks like Omkar is adding his 4th town center now. If we compare that to the other guys, Shinimama is still on 3 town centers. Oh fuck, I think I enabled something. Interface. Oh my god. Always on default. Confirm. Let's go back to the action. Conquistadors from Topspin are being microed against the conquistadors from Morty. Spanish is making a monastery. And if we compare the boom now, Topspin has 53, Foodie has 69, nice. Avastan has 59, 60 from Shinimama, 56 and 45, the lowest of any of the players. from Morty. Considering he has to wall this much with houses and stuff, that has to be expected. So his teammates are carrying up for making up the boom that he was missing.
Namaste.
A little bit of a raid from Omkar. He's still being efficient with the scouts. Camels are being pulled back to try to deal with the scouts. Conquistadors from Topspin and camels from Hethane are chasing down the mango dive from Srini Mama. Meanwhile, Omkar has been not making any sort of army and has decided to just go full boom after his initial scout play. Fourth town center coming up from Shini Mama, and he's continuing to boom a little bit more. He's still producing Mangadai, finally has made Bod Gennaro. A university from Kedafudi. I think he's looking for his buildings to click up, a monastery and a university. I think he's close to clicking up as well. Morty with his conquistadors on this side, he should be going on this area to protect his teammate. And camels and conquistadors are not really committing that heavily inside the bases, so because they do not know what is waiting for them. If they're just hugging the hill, then they're not wanting to leave the hill. We can see a little bit of a chat going on in this area. Dustin might have been in a little bit of a trouble with his wife, but we are not going to talk about it at the moment. Topspin is decided to go back to that neutral hill, and they're going to be trying to pressure Morty again, I think. Mangodai and camels are being pulled in this area. Foodie is the one who's going to be clicking up the first. He has 3 town centers. He has boomed up pretty nicely. 87 villages. He should be able to afford heavy camel at least. They're going to be trying to pressure Omkar, I think. Omkar is the only one who has not shown any military signs, so they want to be pressuring Omkar to stop and delay his boom a little bit. And the camels and conquistadors are in. Let's look at the conquistadors from Morty. Where are they? Okay, they went to this area because they were thinking they have to protect it, but now Morty is the one who's being pressured. And looking at this, Mangodai are able to pick off a bunch of villages from Omkar on this wood line. The army is being pulled back. They want to go ahead and deal with this pressure before they do anything else. Conquistadors are taking a little bit of damage from Morty's conks. He has pulled them back. Both the upgrades are looking similar, but actually Topspin has decided to go for the Bloodlines upgrade. He has 20 more hit points on his conquistadors. Camels are being chased around, the yellow camels being from Foodie. Foodie does not want to be taking any major fights right now before he is able to go to the Imperial Age. Mama being a little bit more active with his Mangodai. He sees the camels from Avastan and is decided to run away. The conquistadors are also coming. I think they also have husbandry upgrade. Same cannot be said for Sheeni Mama. I don't think he has the bloodlines or the faster moving husbandry upgrade, which is something that I think Hithane has, and so does Topspin. But the decider in this fight can be the camels and the conquistadors from Kedafudi and Morty. Imperial Click coming up from Omkar. He has gone for that massive boom and has started to make a bunch of castles now. He wants to make castles, he wants to make Mangodai, the strongest unit Mongols has to offer. Lots of camels are being put over here. The Kongs are coming, the Kongs are fighting. This is really bad fight for will count now. Will count for Shinimam 108. You actually were able to push, like you were ahead to catch up in boom and make sure that the enemies fall behind. So that's really nice. But looking at this fight, I think this fight can go in massive favor for Team Stackers. They like Avastan lost all his camels right now. Avastan is also almost Imperial. Heavy camels should be coming in from Foodie. He already has the +4 armor, which gives his +3/+5, which is really strong for this camel. Looking at his resources, he should be saving up a little bit more for the Imperial Camel upgrade. Should be cancelling these camels and going for that Imperial Camel tech as soon as possible. Looks like the game has started to lag a little bit, and they are pushing this area. The barracks has been taken down. Avastan with the score lead. He is placing down a lot of stables. He wants to make a lot of camels. The conquistadors are coming in. Heavy camels are trying to raid. Conquistador, Mangudai, and heavy camels are being pushed on Omkar's economy, and he's making his castles on the front. Conquistador trying to hit and run, trying to pick off any number of units before taking a big fight, providing time for his allies. Camel riders going to be turned into heavy camels from the Avastan, and castles being put down in the economy to survive against this. I think both the teams should be expanding to look for the trade lines already. They want to be starting trade at this time so that they don't lack any gold. And I think the numbers advantage is the one that can be the big decider. I think the team stackers are overextending their lead. Once they should have. Once they have, yeah, you guys overcommitted. Once you guys took a little good fight over here, you should have just run away and waited for Imperial Camel and your own Imperial times. Now you're gonna get caught with a lot of army. Foodie is forced to engage, making sure that Morty escapes with his conquistadors. Morty has made a second castle on the north. He is booming as well. Morty is the one who has been behind in boom the entire game and had to produce a lot of military. So this is expected. He has the bottom score in that regard. Camels and elite conquistadors from Topspin. He has been producing elite conquistadors all game, and now they're decided to go for a push on Morty. He's the weakest out of the team stacker, so a push on him should be a really vital one. Elite Mangudai from Onkar. He has 3 castles at the moment. He's producing out of them, and he's getting a 4th castle up. Topspin paid 100,000 wood tribute to him. He wants to have his wood economy back in check. Market and houses are going down. Stone walls coming out from Morty. This is really good at giving his team a time to help him. Onkar Avastan is sending a few camels here and there to raid. Imperial camels has been taken in. Mangudai with +3 bracer. I think this fight is actually going to be in favor of team stackers if they decide to take it. But the Imperial camels from the other Indian player has been taken in as well. This is going to be really hard. The economy from Morty might be in danger. This is actually really bad. This is the Imperial town center. If Imperial camels decide to take down the town center before they actually are going to fight, this is going to be really bad. Foodie comes just in the right time. I think he will be able to get that Imperial. Yeah, that's the Imp TC. This was really scary for Morty. Mangudai and the Imp Camel are coming. Elite Conquistadors are taking down half the camels before they can even fight. Camels are being massed over here. Elite Conquistadors and Elite Mangudai are being massed on that side. Even if they lose all the army on this area, they should be really more than fine in pushing this area. A lot of castles being put down by the Mongol player. He already has 5 castles, 1 being in his economy and the other 4 over there. Shinny Mama goes for the castle in the corner. This is really good. This denies the enemies the trade, and Morty is making outposts in the north just to secure the corners. This is all well and good in terms of late game, but they are going to be pushed really hard in the center with the combination of all the 3 armies that Indus is putting out. They have secured the flanks but are weak on the center. Center is going to be pushed really hard right now. Avastan putting down the stone walls over all the area. Topspin villager, he has 100 villagers. That is fine. If he wants to just play elite conquistadors and make a lot of trade, that is a fine villager count. Onkar trying to make a market, but he will soon discover Shinny Mama already has a castle over there. This is going to be a really big problem. Castle being taken down from Shinny Mama on that hill. Shinny Mama decides to ignore that, thinking that he does not want to be fighting against this massive army for having a mass of his own. He has a lot of elite Mangudai of his own, and Imperial camels are being produced as well. I think Foodie is lacking. Oh no, he actually was trying. They were actually trying to deal with the raiding party on the top. So Foodie is lacking a bit of numbers if we compare that to the other team. Conquistadors, elite Mangudai, and Imperial camel has been produced on this area. Let's see which of the Mangudai is better upgraded. Upgrades wise, I think Shinimama is missing Parthian tactics and uh, Thumb Ring, which he's getting right now, but he can't take this fight alone. Trebs are being pushed forward, Imperial Camels and Mangudai are just right behind it. Walls are being placed down all over the map, trying to wall off any areas that he can secure with his walls. Meanwhile, in the front, Imperial Camels and Elite Mangudai are over here. Looking at Morty, what is his composition? He decided to go for Paladin. I don't think that will work out. Elite Conquistadors are a much better army in this particular case. They can be good later on, but right now they are not. The Paladins. A lot of getting 3 corners was by Stackers. Yeah, this is really nice. Like Onkar is trying to wall this off, but he already has a castle over here and he is mining stone. So really good play from Shinimama. He's holding this hill alone. He's still getting trapped down by the Trebs. He has a lot of Mangudai, which are really hard to push up. This hill that he's camping is buying his team a lot of time, but the stone walls being put down on the top side is proving really helpful. The trade has been denied. Morty is sending a few conquistadors to try to stop the villages from stonewalling the map. But if he completes this wall, this will be really annoying for them to deal with. Stables being put down on the north to provide any raiding assistance to this side. The castles are going to start being trapped down. But this hill position that Shinimama has taken is really massive. I think Foodie has ran out of gold, or he is not producing a lot, because I don't see him making a lot of Imperial Camels to support his ally. Same can be said for Avastan. I think he has a lot of Imperial Camels, but are in different positions. Fortified wall is being placed down right now, and a stone gate has been placed. So this will be really annoying to deal with. The trade line has been blocked, and trade from Team Indus might soon be opened once this castle goes down. Looking at the fight in the front, still a lot of Paladins, a lot of Mangudai and Imperial Camel might make the difference against the Conquistadors if they have the numbers advantage. But in low numbers, Conquistadors are doing much more damage. Trying to fight uphill against Stackers, against Indus. Indus has taken the hill, so this might actually be a really nice fight for them. But Imperial Camels and Imperial Camel numbers are proving to be a much better for Team Stackers. Stackers have positioned their Mangudai. He's trying to take down the Conquistadors. The Mangudai numbers is also being displaced. They're actually pushing this back. The Imperial Camel and the Paladins have actually managed to push back the position. They have regained this hill. This is really impressive play from them. But the main issue again will be the securing of corners. I think having this walled off is much worse for Team Stackers than having a control of this by hills. So it's being hard carry by Mama. Mama is playing really nice in this situation. Mama is going to push back this hill. Imperial Camels are being killed. Footy is still producing a lot of Imperial Camels. The problem might start when the trade might become an issue. Morty should make trades over here in the time he's going to deal with this. So the play from fortifying wall, the north trade might actually win them the game. The Indus, that is. Shinimama also pushing back against the whole front with the Paladin and the Imperial Camel tech. They should be looking for actually raiding them. Maybe deciding to go and run through this weak palisade and raiding economies with Mangudai and heavy Imperial Camel can buy them enough time. But that might actually be proven too difficult if they don't have this trade secured just yet. And looking at this massive army on the front, a lot of Imperial Camel, a lot of Elite Mangudai and a lot of Elite Conquistadors. A few light caps have been started to mix in, a few hussars from Indian player on the top. And the Mangudai are being pulled in this area. They are deciding to go for a really nice. Not doing that short trade was a mistake. I think so as well. Market before the gates. Yeah. You guys should have at least like gone for this short trade early on before dealing with the top one. I think Indus has decided to go for the north trade as well. Okay. They're trading on the bottom and as well as on the north. So they've secured the 3 positions now. In the early Imperial, you guys had three corners. Now later on in the stage, Indus has the 3 corners. Even after pushing back from this hill, they still have the trade line and the 3 corners. Yeah, I meant the civ, not the not the players exactly. A raiding party has been coming down. Topspin has decided to go for a few light cap in the economies. Imperial Camel taking down the houses from Marty. Pressure is being put. It has been X'd right now. Siege workshops being pushed down. I think they can push this. There's not a lot of elite Mangudai. If all 3 of their armies decide to go forward right now, they can actually push this back. Yeah. Topspin is Xing this position. He wants all of them to engage. A lot of hussars over there. Yeah, nice. Everyone is here, man. What's up, guys? And looking at this area, Topspin is raiding this. Really nice walls. Again, proving really difficult for team stackers to get out of those positions. A lot of map control from Indus. The trade from Foodie might actually get sniped. Okay. He has made markets over here. So Shini Mama in the end was able to secure the south side, but north side has been secured by Team Indus. So the trade from them should be the one which is going to be better. They are actually doing the short trade as well. Kunkar decided to make markets in his own ways. A lot of Mangudai over here. Mangudai can be used in this area to fight against this and just run back when they decide to overcome it. The castle is being trapped down on that hill. And Mangudai are attacking all the hussars that has been pulled in the front. This area is still really weak. The trade is being raided by Mangudai from Onkar. And he's picking off all the extra trade that team stackers really need at this moment. Imperial camels are being put in the front. Foodie is trying to fight alone without his teammates. He should be pulling back and waiting for his allies. He's debating the army, making sure that the enemy has to pay a little bit of a price if they want to trade armies at the moment. Walls are coming down from Morty on the top. He's sending the trebs over to trying to take down all the buildings that Hitain might be placing down. Foodie again fighting alone. He's losing a lot of his units fighting in that area, and Srini Mama is still trying to secure this hill position so that they don't want to lose this position. Trade is being raided. This is going to be a really big issue in the short while. If they don't start taking care of this, they will actually start losing the game. Siege Ram has been pulled down, and both the markets have went down. So this is really annoying play from Onkar. He managed to take down the trade, and now team stackers have no trade. All 3 of the markets have been placed in this area, and I don't see any other position that they might be trying to trade in. Onagers are being mixed in, skirmishes from Topspin as the Spanish player against the Mangudai. A lot of Imperial Camel from the Indian is also present in this area in case they want to push out. Siege Ram push has been initiated. A lot of Siege Ram has been put down in this area. Siege Rams will tank a lot of arrow fire from the opponent team. Mangudai are doing a lot of damage to the enemy units. The game is lagging even for me. This is a lot of units in this particular area. They're trying their really best to push down, and the Rams might actually reach their destination. Mama is trying his best to push this hill, and I don't think that might actually happen because looks like All the rams are going down. The skirmishers, the Mangudai, and the conquistadors are taking care of all the Mangudai on the top. Paladins are being in this area, not doing much. He should be helping with his teammate. He was trying to secure the position on the top, but a lot of fortified walls are coming down. This wall from Onkar has also proved a lot for the team stackers to deal with. A little bit of trade has been idle because I think they were deleting markets. But this push has been stopped and is being pushed back. A lot of army from all three players of the Indus team has been pushed over here. And finally, Topspin is also switching into aren't so better option than Siege Ram versus Mangudai. Yes, they are, but Siege Rams are much better to push. Like they soak a lot of arrow fire, and with the amount of Mangudai that Shinimama has, it's much better to have Siege Rams, mass Siege Ram with his allies at this position. If Morty also had like 50 Paladin with 50 Imperial Camels from 50 Imperial Camels from the Indian, that might actually have been the game-ending move over there. This is looking really in the favor of Team Indus at the moment. Indus also making another castle to push this hill, and the trade again is really exposed. It's going right in front of Onkar's base. They have placed down another market, but his castle and all his armies over there. They just have to change the focus a little bit, and they can snipe off every excess trade that Team Stackers is going to be making in this position. They had the trade in the beginning, but they lost the trade in the later stages of the game. The corners. Ballsy traders, exactly. Woody was the weak link? I don't think so. I think weak one was Morty, but it was because he was the one who was pressured a lot early on. Yeah, disaster trade. Team Stackers is still trying to push it out, but the longer the game goes, the more effective the trade from Team Indus is going to be. They're bringing in a lot of trade, which will allow them to make a lot of gold units. Comparing that to Team Stackers, they are limited in number of trade cards, so it will be a slow death from this point on. Yeah. I wanted Onkar Pada Boom. Yeah, let's see. Morty was held, well, but yeah, team was suffering. Exactly. I think Morty could have secured trade a little bit earlier on the north, then this might have been a much better position for them. Or both the teams were trying to go for the trade at the same time, and in the end, like Indus was able to secure all the three corners. Well, this one is not entirely secured, but it's really open, so they can raid it really easily. This hill is all again being camped. Hussars are being produced, Imperial Camels, a lot of Mangudai are also being produced in this area. Imperial Camels are going to come in this area, they're going to be slaughtering everything. By Morty, Halbaram instead of Pala. I think it's either Paladin or it's going to be Conquistadors. If he goes for Halbaram, Omkar can just switch to his area and then clean both the Halbs and the Rams. So I just think like it's either going to be Paladin or Conquistadors. And considering the amount of Conquistadors and the castles he had, he should have stayed Conquistadors as well and then switched to Paladin. Just like Topspin. Like having Conquistadors helps him secure a lot more map control. So that might have actually helped him secure the trade. A lot of Hussar base being spammed, but it might be too little too late. A lot of Imperial Camel because of the trade from Indus is being pulled over here. This is the last fight that they might be trying to take. Siege Onagers from Omkar is also being produced in this area. They are sending those Siege Onagers forward, and I think Team Islands and this Onager shots will be coming in this area. Let's look at this. And ESO are being microed, and good game has been called. Onager shots from Omkar killing the killing all the Mangudai. So GG to Indus. They managed to win the first game. Well played by Indus. Indeed, this was a really fun series. And for everyone who wants to watch this one again, I think we might be planning to do stuff like this in the future as well. So I'll post every update on this situation later on in the future. And that is it from me, guys. GG. That was really fun series between the two top rated Indian teams we have at the moment. And this was a really fun and nice tournament for me to be organizing. So in the end, we have Indus with the 3-1 against Stackers and Team in the first edition of the weekly bash. Let's go for this one. Yeah. '23. Oh fuck. I fucked up. My bad. Indus OP. My bad. Guys, 3-1 for the first week. And let's see what it looks like the next week. Stay tuned to find out. And I think I'll be drunk and rate